All right, kia ora, welcome to the final game of the 2025 NZF Flag Football National Championships. James Lissaman along with Mikey Favela. We've got the coin toss happening at half field here between the Tauranga Tridents and the Tapaki Lightning. This is going to be exciting, right, Mikey?
I'm ready. I can't wait for this game. Both of these teams are clearly the number 1, number 2 seeds. Really excited for what's going to happen in this game, and it's just going to come down to quarterback play, who could be more explosive, and what defense can make the stops. Both of these teams clearly deserve to be in this game.
Yeah, you can see there the coin is ready. It's not one that's legal tender for anything. Captains are being walked out. We've got a great officiating crew here. Paul Brown is going to be taking the head responsibilities in the white hat, joined by Donald McMillan, Rob Goodrow, and then Murray, who I've forgotten his last name. I'm really sorry, Murray. But just a fantastic crew there that's ready to go. What would you want to do? You win the coin toss, first or second half?
As a coach, I always want to defer to the second half,
Yep.
right? Unless if you're playing from behind, it's good to get a stop, get points on the board, and then tie the game up. If you're playing from ahead, then it's really good to get that last final touchdown and then take the one-score lead. So I'm always there for the defense to set the tone,
Yep.
right? Let them know that we're here to play, and then let the offense go down and drive it down the field.
Sorry, Murray Orr is the fourth official. I did know that. So teams have elected to go the other way around. Well, there you go. Exactly what you said. You win the toss. We want to take the ball second if we can.
Well, this is the Tridents' year, right, of revenge. Not the same team that they had to get to against the Lions, right? They had to go against Metro in the semifinal to make it back to this game in hopes to become champions, to be crowned this year. So they're looking to get it done and set the tone early. Tamaki playing really good football down the stretch. Excited for this ball game.
Now, this should be good. We've had so many awesome games, in the... I do basketball as well, but flag football as well. It always seems to be, the men's grand final. It's always the last game of the entire tournament. 3-day tournament now, 180-something games, over 50 teams, I think it was. this game nearly always goes down to one deciding play in the final minute. And hopefully we have that. It's not going to be Darcy Williams this year unless he's snuck onto one of these teams and I haven't noticed.
Hey, listen, each team have really good playmakers. Flag football in New Zealand is just going rogue. It's going crazy and it's growing. In the past, there was maybe one team in your pool you had to beat, or just the top 4 or 6 teams. Now, it is really hard to make it out of your pool. So both these teams are tried and tested, and they're ready to go. I'm keen for a great game.
No, it should be absolutely fantastic. And as you said, it's growing gangbusters. You know, you won the championship 5 years ago. I don't know. I'll just guess 8 teams there. And now we're well up above 16 teams in this competition. If you say you're a national champion in 2025, that actually means a bit more than a 2021 national champion, because the level of competition, the level of talent has been growing every year. We go second down and half. Quick pass out to the sideline. Good catch there. Short yardage, though.
Key for the Tridents and Mark Riley is to be very fast with the football, right? Catch and release. See it, rip it. If you hold on to the ball, you get in a little bit of trouble having your receivers to do a little bit more work. So the key for Tamaki is to get the ball in Mark Riley's hands and get him going back and forth, but Mark just needs to let it rip.
Here we go, the 2 QB, the backwards pass there. Riley avoids the first attempt, but he does get grabbed. Excellent job there, number 26. Just staying with that the whole way through. Josh Martinek, got beaten, and then he was like, no, I'm still following you around here, 4th down.
And this is where Tamaki wants him, right? In a situation, it's a little bit more predictable on defense, but if you're the Tridents, you want Mark Riley to see it, believe it, and let it rip. That is going to be the recipe for success. They got here because Mark's been decisive with the football, and he has to be on this down.
There you go, 2 receivers on the left. He knows he's got to go quick there. Let it rip, but it's caught. Great catch. Short, though, so it is going to bring up 1st and half for Tamaki. So as good as a drop, as good as an interception there. Well, not an interception, but as a knockdown there.
Hey, for Tamaki to get off the field in 4 against a high-powered Tridents offense that's had much success in this tournament is a huge win. Now, Tom Ranch needs to lead his offense down the field, be patient, and let it rip here. If they do that, they're in good position to start the game.
There you go, quick pass there, throwing out, and you can see there, if you can make one guy miss, you can get a whole lot of yardage. No misses there, 2nd down and half.
One of the best to do it in the country, Jack Preston at red. Those two, Rance and JP, that is going to be the key to their offense. Can they get in motion? Can they be on the same page? And if those guys are firing off well, Tridents are looking for a long afternoon.
There you go, under center for Rance here. Quick snap, a quick flick out there, and I mean, that's just free yardage, right?
Yep. Listen, you're going to take advantage of this. If Tom's going to see pre-snap that they're just giving him the outsides, he's going to take advantage. Why not take a cheeky 7-8 yards and go from there?
So sorry, I had that down as 3rd and half. It's actually over halfway. 1st and goal here for the Tamaki Lightning. Rance just moves back a little bit. Snap, he sets, and easy money again. And we've got a flag there. It's going to be contact. I believe this is going to be on offense here.
You have to avoid the contact on there. And if you've done such a good job, Tom Rance, getting the ball out, taking what the defense gives, a nice dump off.
So this is huge here. This is the most punitive penalty, I think, against the offense, because it's not from the spot of the foul like it is in tackle football. It's from the line of scrimmage if you're forward, if you're back, it's from there. But 2nd down and goal, and they're on this side of halfway, so around 31 yards to go to get a touchdown now.
Those mental errors are drive killers in the final. You cannot do anything to be against yourselves. You've got to be smart in these moments.
We go, quick little jump pass over the middle. They get a bunch of yardage back and then some. The catch there inside the 10, I think he got to. 3rd and goal here. We'll just see where that's marked.
You know what I like about that is Tom Rance didn't think that he had to get all of that penalty back, right? He was just patient. He took a little dump off and then wheeled around to the outside. Great play from Tamaki's offense to be in good position. Now shorter field on 3rd down for the Lightning to punch it in.
So here we go. It is outside the no running zone here. I think about 8 yards to go. 7, no, it's probably 7 to go to end zone here. Rance sets. Loopy pass here. Yeah, you can see him looking the whole way there. And great return there. 17 for the Tridents. Well, we've got no numbers, so if you don't know who that is, I'm sorry, I can't tell you who that is. But you can see Rance just looking at that the whole time. Defense read that, jumped the route.
I believe that's Taylor Groves, if I got his name right, from the back of his jersey. It looks like it.
Yep. There we go, and they do exactly just that. We weren't even ready. Tamaki not much readier than we were. 6 points on the board straight away for Tauranga.
This game is going to be high-powered. Look at the way Mark just reads the defense. Tamaki Lightning still in the huddle. If the ball's ready and the whistle blows, we're ready to go. And that is such a smart play from a veteran leader in Mark Riley. 15, getting it done in every single way. Listen, mental errors are going to play huge in this game. You have to be ready to go in a final. You cannot take things for granted like staying in a huddle too long. That's going to be huge for the Tritons to swing the momentum back on their side.
I was pleased to see that they were, well, not pleased for them, but great. Oh, it was just about held on to there. And there is some contact there. We'll see what the call is. I believe this one might be against the defense, which will be a retry. We can hear them saying get ready to go again. So it's going to be 1 point try from the 2.5. One thing which I found out, you can't change from a 1 to a 2. You can take a timeout and then you can change.
Yeah, if you're at a 2 point conversion, you get a penalty. Then you're getting the 2 points from the 1 point
Correct,
spot. But essentially, if you've got a 1 point try. If you get a 1 point try, then you play at half the distance, as he's saying right now.
Yeah.
So this is a shorter conversion now, so look for the Tridents and Mark to be smart. He might go under center here, which he'll do.
There it is. The Roby pass, the tip, the pick. And you might as well try and go the whole way here because you get a chance for 2, or you could run out of bounds and save your legs, I guess.
We've seen this in the final, right, between Metro and the Tridents last year. Those 1 points matter.
Yep, they do.
So those tries, especially when you've got a penalty and you have a shorter distance to get that line to gain, you have to make them count. But look for the Lightning to be patient. The one thing you don't want Tom Rance to do is to think he has to make up for these points, right? Yep. There's a lot of football left to play. This isn't a round robin, so we've got timeouts, so we can spend a little bit more time to game plan. So they just need to effectively drive down the field. But look for the Tridents to set the tone here and to continue to playing hard-nosed defense.
So here we go, first down and half for Rance. Reset, and he's going for those easy ones. And look at that. That's about 14 yards there, just from a simple catch. Throw it to a guy who's uncovered, let him get some yards after. And all you've got to do is just not run into the defense then.
Great rep from Scott Whitney, their leader on defense, just staying home. You don't like to see the Tridents giving that much cushion. If they're going to, Tom is going to take advantage of that. But with 2 in the backfield right now, and Jack Preston and Tom, look for the 2 QB type plays in the zone reads.
Backwards, just got it away on time. He's lost his flag though. Catch, and we'll see what happens here. It's marked as a first down. Judged to be incidental contact, I think. Here we go, first and goal is the official call there. Yeah, those are the ones where this is a non-collision sport is how I like to judge it. Like, there is going to be some contact, but is it incidental? Is it forcible contact? Right. Is the decision-making process. Here's Rance. Got a little dump off there. A couple of yards. And the Lightning move up further into the other half of the field now. Second and around about 17 yards to go now.
What I really like from Tamaki is that they can blow the lid off, right? They're an explosive team and they can go downfield, but they're not forcing it. They're earning the right to go deep, being real patient with 2 QB, not showing a lot. So let's see how Tom takes this next down.
Here he is. Resets his platform a little bit, then throws out to the right, and look at that. Oh, I thought he was going to get in the whole way. Just made one guy, made a second guy miss, Jack Preston.
Taylor Groves got the flag, and man, it is really hard. He can flip hips. He's got really good acceleration, and he's for sure hands. So when you're throwing the ball to JP, number one, that he's a reliable receiver that can make little plays turn into big ones.
There you go, third down and goal No run zone here, I think. Just dodging and then just decided to throw the ball. You know, not that risky. It was worth it because if it gets caught, it's only going to be your guy. If it doesn't, it's going to go out of bounds.
Great coverage by the Tridents, taking away the high-low options that Tamaki wants to imply there. But you know what? That is a really smart play. Live to play another down. Yep. You can reset. 2 in the backfield now. Give yourselves a chance to run around the end zone and find someone open for Jack Preston and Tom Rance.
There you go. Just one blitzer coming. Stays with Rance and pass just a little bit high outside of the frame. Turn their ball over incomplete. Tauranga. Momentum.
What a stop by the Tridents, just playing hard-nosed football. Taylor Groves in the coverage along with Scott Whitney. They want to continue to set the tone. Now let's see if Mark Riley and their offense can answer that great defensive stop in the end zone.
You can see these guys right in front of us. They're not like, hey, we're not awesome yet. Like, we were in this situation last year, didn't quite make it down. We were driving down for what was probably going to be the win. Had the turnover. We've got to be locked in the entire game. Here we go, deep pass. And look at that. Judged that perfectly to just let it drop into his hands. It was number 6 there, Quinn McQuaid. I hope that's how you say his last name. Look at this.
I believe he's got the nickname Skittles, if I said that correctly.
Okay.
But he is a great deep threat. Pass back to Mark right here. Let's see what they do.
And look at that. I mean, he had a rusher coming right in his face, and he's like, no, I'm ready. I know where the guy is. Just delivered that ball calmly. 2nd down and goal. I've got to be a bit faster with this. They're like so quick snapping the ball. I haven't even got the down counter up properly.
Well, one thing I've really seen the Tridents do and adjust their offense is tempo, right? Just getting in and out of the huddle and being ready quicker, really trying to push the defense and keep them on their toes.
Here we go. Next snap is good. They bring Skittles back. He's having a look and rocketed that one in there. Caught at the back of the end zone.
What a play. Just at will, doing what they want to do. Great pass back and a look, leading its receiver, finding open space and finding the holes in the Tamaki offense. What a great drive after an awesome defensive stop by Scott Whitney in the Tridents defense. Mark Riley just marching him down the field to put him up by 2 scores.
And here they're going for 2 instead of for 1 here. I guess, you know, we got a penalty last time. If that happens again, then we move up a bit.
Just trying to make it to a 14 2-score game, hey? Let's see if it pays off for them.
Well, it gives you more options with 2 QBs as well, but look at that. 2 rockets, 1 from each of the 2 quarterbacks. Getting the ball in there. 14-zip is the score at the moment. Tauranga got to be feeling very good about how this game has started.
Right now, the Tridents and Chris, they've got all the momentum in the world. Right now, Tamaki just really needs to step in one play at a time to try to move the momentum towards their side and not force anything.
Rance dances a little bit in the backfield, throws it over the top, gets a nice little gain there.
So Tom is not usually a quarterback one. He's usually that slot type of receiver to kind of do what Jack Preston is doing at the moment, getting the ball. But you know what? He has really come into his own and elevated his game after game during this tournament. Let's see how he answers. But they're going to need a big rest of the first half from him if they want to have a chance in this game.
There you go. Good quick read there. Nice run after the catch there, number 50, who I sort of expect to be like, he's going to be the jump ball receiver, not the catch underneath. That's Siali Kotai.
Really methodical for Tamaki Lightning. What they're really trying to do is set up the Tridents, right? They're really trying to get them to bite down and then earn the right to go deep. You know, Tom is going to take a shot to Jack Preston at some point in this half. Let's see if it's now or later.
Rance looked one way, went back the other way. First down and goal now.
I like this. You're not in panic mode. There's a lot of football, including a second half to play. You're only going to get out of the game if you're Tamaki Lightning, if you start to force things and then get down by a 3rd score. But 2 scores in flag football, very manageable. As we know, similar to basketball, momentum can swing very quickly. And because they defer to the second half, if they can score and get a stop, they're right back in this game.
Go Reds. Everything looks pretty smooth here. Running for his life a little bit. Well, what do I look very smooth for a moment, and then all of a sudden, no. It's so hard. You think, like, I'm used to just making one move and then I've lost the rusher, but you've got to, like, dodge them and then be ready to throw the ball almost immediately. If you keep dancing like that, they're going to get you eventually.
Great job in coverage, and the rush just shooting down the pipe and then slowing up, keeping Rance in front of him and being patient. What you don't want to do is over-pursue with your rush against Tom Rance, because that's where he can beat you. Great job on being patient and pulling the flag.
And, oh, this is, we're right
jitters
in
now.
line with that. There we go. You can hear a bit of jokes there from the Tamaki guys. We're just testing him to make sure he's watching. He was definitely watching.
Well, head coach Raj Sosa is a veteran, right? He understands how to manage football, and he knows football better than anybody. So this is where he needs to get his team, calm them down, and just say, hey, one play at a time, we can get back in this game. And I think he'll do a good job of doing that with his team.
There we go, the fake of the rugby pass. Looking
There it
deep
is.
here. And look at that. I'm
What
just
a
going to
catch.
say, how did that happen? Like, perfect coverage, and then you let the receiver go past, and he makes a catch like that. Like, have a look at this. Like, the DB's on top here. Like, yep, I've got it. And then, oh no, I don't have it. He's got it. 6 points there for not for Tauranga, for the Tamaki Lightning. That is an answer right there, Mikey.
We have a saying for quarterbacks, hip to hip, let it rip. Had a nice fake from Tom Rance to the outside and waited until this guy was right there in line with them and just let it rip. Perfectly placed ball, outside frame, where only his receiver could catch it. One-handed grab to get him back on the board.
Right, that's some momentum shift. Sack, false start, doesn't matter. Touchdown, and the 1 point try as well.
Well, that's so important. It's why the Tridents went for a 2-point conversion, right? Or else
Yep.
it's a 6-12 game, or 7-12 game, excuse me. So now it's still a one score where it forces Lightning to have to score an extra point after a next touchdown. But this is still a close game. Tamaki did what they needed to do now in the last few minutes of the half. Can Mark Riley and the Tridents answer back?
Well, Tamaki's ready on defense this time. They're not still in the huddle, so this might be a bit tougher than last time. Oh, maybe not. Skittles is open and just for his fingers.
Listen, this is a great read from Mark Riley. He put the ball up. He saw it in coverage. Skittles got behind him. I think that's just Skittles needing to not look up and slow down. A lot of receivers tend to look up and just slow their feet if they just run underneath it. That was a perfectly thrown ball. Now, what Mark doesn't want to do is to continue to just burn downs like that. That was a great shot, but now he needs to go back, be patient, and start to chip away at this half-yard field.
Well, I think, it's 3 minutes to go in the half. You want to get to the 2-minute warning with the ball as that ball just falls incomplete. Good pass, good attempt, not quite able to come down. So you can control how much time you burn off the clock before Tamaki gets the ball, knowing that they start off the second half with it.
100%. This is where Mark Riley and the Tridents really need to settle in here, right? It's 3rd down and half for the line to gain. You don't need to get all of it on this play. You just need to get a shorter 4th down conversion.
There you go, big play here for the Tridents. And good catch there. You want to get the first down. I think he did just get the first down. That's where it's been marked, 1st and goal.
I like that pass. High percentage across the left side of the field. Let my guy get some yards. Hey, it's 4th and short if you get it, but he went right past the line to gain. And in a way, too, that's not the worst spot for Tamaki Lightning. Now a long second half field to get to score. But 2-minute warning.
I know. Well, that's smart by them, just to slow the ball down. We want to now control this. So if Tamaki wants to use their timeouts, that's fine. But we've got 25 seconds every play now. Or maybe a little bit more if you get deflagged, I guess, inbounds. Incomplete pass, runs out of bounds, and penalties will stop the clock, though. Here we go, backwards pass. Here's Skittles. He's going to run and should stay in bounds.
What a play. What a play. Listen, 2QB has gotten Tamaki the past few drives, and if it's not there, run first, pass second. No one crashed down, so Skittles just took it the yards. Really doing a great job driving down the field for Mark and the Tridents.
Well, that was ideal there. They burned a lot of time to even decide, yep, we're going to run now. I mean, Tamaki still got their timeouts as well, so it's not as important as normally. Here we go, 2QB. He can run or throw. And we've got a clock stoppage here just out of bounds. 1 minute 22 in the half. This is going to be 3rd down and goal.
I like that call. Listen, Tridents just have to be methodical. They've got 2 downs to score. They've got a little over a minute left in this half. He doesn't have to force it. If Mark doesn't like what he sees, he can dirt it, live to play another down, and heck, could even burn more time off the clock here.
There you go, the snap is ready. Motion. And then, yep, we've got some happy people there on this sideline.
When you're in the red zone, you cannot wait. You cannot hold it. You have to be decisive, and that's Mark seeing it and believing what he's seeing. Early goal line. A lot of teams during this national tournament have not done a great job guarding Pylon, and he just went on the attack, was decisive, right to his guy. Touchdown for the Tridents, pulling ahead. Now, Lightning do have some time here before the half. Let's see if they can convert here. These extra points are critical in a final.
Oh, this is untimed here and incomplete, so we'll stay at 20-7. I think this may be the drive which, you know, you look back and say this either kept them in the game and it made it exciting, or they failed here, then they were down. Well, I suppose it's 2 touchdowns. They can come back from them, but if they score here, they're going to be feeling pretty good getting the ball back afterwards.
Well, that's the big thing. This is a big defensive stop for the Tridents. You really want to hold them to 7 points at the end of the half.
Here we go, first and half. It's a safe pass underneath. You'd normally think so. Drops incomplete though. And 1 minute 10 is the official time on the clock remaining. Second down and half now.
Well, the drop should stop the clock, right? So it's not too much of a penalty. It's not too much of a loss to drop that. It's almost worse if you catch it and you get ripped. So ultimately, the Lightning are still in a good spot on second down. They just need to convert.
We go under center and the quick. That's a safe pass there. Flag is grabbed inbounds. The clock will continue to run here, so just over a minute, but no need to rush here. You've got to get a first down anyway.
First down will stop the clock. So again, it's just be methodical, earn the right to go deep, and when you see your shot, you got to take it. But this is huge. Tamaki really needs to punch it in. Trident's playing real soft in coverage.
We go 2 QB. Rants, look at him just explode out there. Got flagged there, inbounds. Clock will continue to run. 4th and goal, and there's the timeout there. And I'm going to assume this is for the Tamaki Lightning here.
You got coach going on in the field. You want to make sure his players are prepared, right? You have 2 coaches who really know how to put their teams in really good positions to win. Chris Cordry for the Tridents, getting his offense going early. Now it's up to veteran head coach Shiraz Sosa to make sure he's dialing up the right plays, getting his quarterback comfortable. You can see Tom there. There's a lot of emotions in this game. Tamaki just has to settle in, trust what they see, and let it rip.
Well, I mean, for this close here, I'd go with 2 QB. Well, this is, if Tauranga starts so far up, then maybe you go under center and do that quick shovel pass, but I think 2 QB, because he is probably going to be able to run for a yard and make that.
Really surprising for how soft the coverage is here.
We go 1 and forward and over.
That should stop the clock, right? So it gave him that first down. They still have a chance.
Yeah, 35 seconds to go here in the half. First down and goal is the call. So plenty of time here. You've got 1 timeout, 4 downs to get this. You know, you just don't want to be tackled inbounds and take too long to get up and going. But we've seen Tauranga like, hey, we might need 10 seconds and that's all we need to score 7.
That's right. Both these teams, high-powered offenses, can score within 1 play.
Rants, what a job to catch there. But that's an inbounds catch. That's one of the ones you've got to be quick here, otherwise you've got to burn your timeout. They're going pretty fast. Second down, 20 seconds. So that's a key, I guess, stop there for Tauranga. Out of bounds this time, though.
Ooh. Lightning really have to be careful. That almost was flagged for a false start, but got to the line just in time. Again, players are real jittery. It's hurry up. There's not a lot of trainings with 2-minute offenses, but Lightning are handling this 2-minute drill really well. If they can execute here, they get the ball back in the second half with a chance to tie or take the lead. Let's see if they can execute in the next 2 downs.
Right, 3rd down, great job to snag that by Rants. Throws it over to the right. The stop, the hezzy. And we've got whistles here. The decision is going to be 4th down or a touchdown. Flag guarding.
That is a tough call. I understand where they might have gotten that, where essentially Jack Preston kind of dips, and they could have called that flag guarding. That call could have gone either way.
So it's a 5-yard penalty here, so it's going to be 4th and goal. There's 6 seconds on the clock here, so I'm only 2 seconds out here, but this is the play, right? Would you take a timeout here if you're Shiraz? Like, you know, we don't have a second play after this. This is it. We've got to make sure we've got our one that we want here.
Looks pretty confident.
Yeah, he clearly trusts his team. Rance.
And what a stop. That was huge.
That was it. So there's 1 second on the clock here. Tauranga, you don't need your timeout here because you've been talking to you guys. We're going to have one play. There we go. So 1 second on the clock. So we're going to wipe our one off.
I like the decision to go to the back corner, and he was there.
Yep.
But when you're in the end zone, you have to be really physical. It's such a tight space. Those defenders are really going to contest. So great decision, I think, from Tom Rance, and an even better defensive play by the Tridents. Now you wonder, do you play it safe here, or are you going to go deep and just take a shot? Why not, right?
I think they're going deep. Like, the rush is coming, though. Here's one quarterback. Pass, well, they didn't go as deep, but it was out of bounds. No chance for an interception. Tauranga Tridents feeling good at halftime, 20-7. They will not be too high after last year, though.
Yes, listen, a game is not over until the final whistle blows. And guess who gets the ball in the second half? Tom Rance and the Tamaki Lightning offense. So we'll see if the Lightning can shift momentum, and let's see if the Tridents can keep their intensity and finish this national championship this year.
Yeah, I mean, they are all business. We can see them right here. So look at that, the intent, the listening on the faces. John O'Entwistle, who was on commentary with me just for the game before, he's involved as we look at some of the highlights from the first half here. There was that one where they just weren't ready, and yeah, Riley took advantage of it.
First half play by Mark Riley. Ball placement has been crucial, and his receivers have been there. The thing for Tamaki is they've got that one explosive play, and they've been able to execute their short plays, right, and their pop passes, but really they need to start putting drives together and finishing drives. That stop at the end there was crucial. Again, really liked the decision to go to the back corner there. But ultimately, what's he going to do in the second half with Tom Rance and Jack Preston? You have to get number one, and you can see there on that replay, that's maybe why they called the flag guarding.
Yeah, you can see
it's like, so close.
Definitely from his sort of reaction, he's like, I know I did it as well. Like, we definitely the opposite side of the field from us, we couldn't see that, but yeah, clear from his reaction, yeah, I know what I did. Yep. I was hoping you didn't see it, but you did see it.
Well, what more can you ask from, right? Both teams playing their best football, but can Tamaki Lightning get the momentum on their side and punch it through? This is going to be a test of who can keep going. This has been a long tournament for both teams. Can the Trident keep their intensity?
So here we go, first down and half. Tamaki, this is where they need to score, because so far Tauranga has looked very comfortable. And that's a great start for them. Second and half, moving up the field, round about probably about 10 to 12 yards then. Right at 10 it looks like.
Now these two teams, last time they saw each other was in the Tridents tournament, right? Where the Tridents were down by 18 against Tamaki and came back and won. And so you have to think, who's going to keep the momentum? Can the Tridents keep this intensity? Because if you can score here at Lightning, you're still within reach for this game.
So you go the throwback, and there is contact there. Yeah, two flags flying in, actually three, I think.
Well, we've talked about this. It's a non-contact sport. That was a pretty violent hit.
So me here, with guys in front of me, they look like defense coming into the offensive players' area.
That's what it looked like to me as well. We'll see what the call is.
Here's the replay here.
Yeah.
The catch and, Yep, boom. We're
That's a great call.
Right.
Great call.
So that brings up first and goal. I mean, that's the one. When you've got, 4 officials that you can rely on to be looking at the area and making that call, and when you see multiple flags, because it's right in that kind of area between multiple ones where they've all got it and everyone's got the same thing.
I think if Tom Rance had turned around already and made a football move, that's a different call. But because he just received the ball and he was backwards to the defender, that's why that call went his way.
So second down and goal now. The catch was made very close to the sideline. Now, I have explained it to multiple people throughout the tournament because I've been questioned a few times, what am I meant to do when I've got the ball? And I'm like, you should know where all 5 other defenders are. If they want to make a circle around you and link arms, you can't do anything. Like, at least you can fit underneath. But
yeah, little dip.
Under centre, the quick shovel, and well, I think 17 took the brunt of that in his cheekbone there.
Yeah, Taylor Groves was trying to avoid that contact there. And listen, both teams have to really keep themselves from the mental errors. You got to keep yourself in the game, pull the flags, hand them back. I've seen a lot of in this tournament of flags just being thrown on the ground. Would like to see a little more sportsmanship, but ultimately, this is a hard-fought game from both teams. And a great decision from Tom.
And that was a nice pattern. They had sort of the deep corner over the top, the sort of deeper slant there. And I think he had someone coming out underneath as well. Like, just fantastic route combination there, and he made the correct read there.
Like we've talked about, Tom Rance has come from like a yellow or second QB position. Every single game this tournament, he's really settled into QB1, going through his progressions, understanding coverages, and really going in there, seeing the coverage and the hole in the coverage, and throwing the ball in there, which leads a safe, high-percentage pass. Now they're back into the game.
We go the 1-point try, and off the shoulders there, not able to bring that in. So it stays as a 7-point game. That was a Christopher Mona Mareko, not able to grab that one there.
Really, really good defensive stop, right? Because if they get that, it's only a 6-point game, right? So now, even if Lightning make a stop, they have to convert on extra points. Let's see if Mark Riley can have an answer for Tamaki's score.
Well, he's been basically perfect, although that is not perfect there. Is the ball anywhere in the end zone?
Ooh.
It's just out. I mean, that was Quinn McEward, making that pass back. Probably not the time to do it because I think they had a second rusher coming up to cover Riley.
If you're marking the Tridents, you have to be really careful. Don't get away from what got you here. Methodically just chip away on the offensive side of the ball. You don't have to get tricky late.
And that's good. That moves them out a little bit there. Gets the yardage back that they lost, but it's 2 downs already in the bank now. 3rd down and half. 20 yards to go for them.
And as the game moves forward here in New Zealand with flag football, you got to understand down and distance. You don't have to get everything. If coverage is blown, sure, take the shot, but you don't need to burn it down. Just make 4th and line to gain an easier conversion for you on this play.
Here we go under. Sorry, Riley's way back there, creating some space across the body. Good catch there, bang, bang. That was a tackle, bang, bang, tackle catch, but it was bang, bang, flag, pull, and catch. 4th and halfway. What do they need here? 5, 10, 15 yards. So they've only made 5 yards here in 3 downs.
This is going to be tough. This is a really, really good stop if they can get it for the Lightning. They've been very disciplined on defense. Showing
I
2
feel
high
like
safeties.
They're going to look deep on this one is what I feel like. And if that's not there, probably have sort of a slightly shallow, so maybe 10 yards, about 5 yards from the halfway line. But again, there's going to be pressure from Tamaki. They've got 2 QB. There we go. Good job by Tamaki to have a second defender ready to cover that. As fast as
He's not in position to throw.
And they've done it. They've got a first down and then some.
Sam Penny! Salute!
Well, I thought they might look a little bit short. That's what they did. I did not expect 30 yards later we'd be saying it's not first and goal and anything. That's actually a touchdown there. Look at this, through and then keep on going.
That is absolutely incredible. Skittles just really being patient. I thought, don't go backwards, cuz what are you doing? Really, really good job from Sam Penny finding work, making a guy miss, and using his speed to accelerate into the end zone. Looked like that the Lightning were going to get off the field, but what an explosive play and what a huge adjustment that the Tridents have done, putting Sam Penny at the center position. He's just been dominant in this tournament.
Here we go, not first down. This is a 1-point attempt from the 5. Riley moves right. This is picked off. This is a chance for 2 here for Tamaki. And look at that. It's 1-on-1 on. Everyone has gone back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Tridents, they did not want to give up 2 points here and make it interesting.
Well, that's a huge difference, right? Then it's 15-26. So to keep it at 13 is going to be huge. 2-possession game right now for the Lightning. Now, while I still would like to see Tom Rance and the offense be methodical, you have to have a little bit more pace. You got to go a little quicker because you want to be able to get off the field. And the Tridents have the ability to take a lot of clock off and score. So you have to be a little bit more quick with it here.
Yeah, Rance underneath. This big receiver, the ball flies out, but as soon as it hits the ground, it's dead. Limit the number of times people are going to be diving on the ground. Brings up second down and half now for them. I'm wondering, I need to see that play again. Was Riley just meant to be out in sort of a receiving pattern and then recognise that his teammate was in trouble and then decided, I've got to get back, so to give him an option?
Yep, no, 100%. He is that safe option and that clear hands to be back as well. 26, he's got to watch that contact. These are 24, sorry. These are the mental errors you don't want to make. Your team is playing good on offense, solid on defense. You have to be smart and not give free yards and downs to the Lightning.
Yeah, that bit obstructive for me. It certainly seemed like he was coming forward, so I feel like this is going to be on the defense. Offense.
That's a tough call.
Yeah, I mean, I had no way to, I wasn't going to bet either way. We just saw that 24 flying in so fast, but if he got there and stopped, that's fine. The offensive player has to be aware of that and expect that.
Hey, you have some of the best refs in the game out here, man. They know what they see. Like you said, we don't have great angles as much as they do. They are seeing the field much clearer than we are, so it makes it tough for Tamaki, but the call is the call.
Third down, and they're way back here, 2 QB. Sideline pass, that's a good play there, just to get some yardage back to make this a lot more manageable. 4th down and half. This is key, though. Like, you don't score here. We're down inside 9 minutes to play. Like, it makes it just... I don't know. I can throw out a number exponentially. There we go.
Yes, no. Listen, it's not impossible if they don't make it, but this is one of the points in the game where you don't have all the time in the world. You need tempo, and we did a real good job, the Lightning did, from Jack Preston getting a short conversion opportunity.
What a catch there. That was fingertip control, making sure I'm reaching over.
Talk about a big catch and a really big pivotal moment in the game. Number one, Jack Preston, sure hands, knows where he's out in the field, where the line to gain was, and just fingertips to catch that ball and get the Lightning a chance to score.
First down, right on halfway here. Rance evades to his right, jump pass to the middle, and then some there. Whitney with the grab at the end.
Great pass, just chip away. Good thing for Scott Whitney to be home. He's had a heck of a tournament, Whitney has. But again, chipping away. Lightning methodical, would like to see a little bit more tempo, but they are doing what they want to do at will, essentially. They just need to stop if they can convert here on offense. They need to stop for their defense, but 3 downs now to punch it in.
Yeah, feeling a lot better now than when they were at 4th down and halfway from the 5. Rance, the quick pass out. And the thing I love about Tauranga, they are not like, hey, that pass is away from me, I'm just going to stand here and be a bystander. They are all getting in, like, that might be the play that, you know, saves half a yard or a yard, and that might be what we need further down the track. And I think probably the 2-point conversion attempt, interception return, them all sprinting back shows that that's been drilled into them. Here's Rance, pump fake, moves to his left, still got the ball, now he's moving back, he's got an angle here and just outside.
He did a really good job buying time with his feet. But the one thing that he's got to get used to as QB1 is when you can break pocket like that and have the rush trailing, you have a little bit of time to set your feet, plant and throw. And I think that was the difference on that conversion. Just too far outside in the front pylon for Jack Preston to get to. A huge 4th down conversion needed from the Lightning if they want to keep themselves competitive in this game.
Yeah, the only positive there is if you're going to miss outside, so it can't be picked off. But this is big here, 4th down. More clock is gone, under 9 minutes to go now. Rance moving to his right here. He's got the jump ball ability. Back pylon, no good. And Tauranga, they're going to be smiling a little bit. But I can see the smiles there from Whitney.
Woo!
Oh, so he's feeling
God's
good.
Firing him up. You like to see boys in big moments playing with smiles on their faces. That's what we love is this game of football, just to play with your boys. It's a gift to be able to call this game, coach this game, play this game. And with you and your boys all rolling, it's good to smile and feel good. Let's see what Riley has to answer here.
I mean, the key thing is here, we're going to hold on to the ball. You know, if we go incomplete, turnover, that's 2 minutes off the clock. That's more pressure on Tamaki. If we give up a turnover, that is the thing that puts them straight back into this game here. So it's ball security, and I'm sure he's watched last year's grand final when, like, hey, we were driving and had everything, and basically, you know, as Darcy Williams said, it's like they were either going to score or I was going to get a stop there. And there's a pass that almost got caught, then almost got knocked down and almost picked off there.
And Tom Rance is there too. Mark Riley has to be very, very careful. One of the greats who's still playing, or maybe not, we don't know yet, but Aaron Rodgers would say, you know, job security is ball security. Or ball security is job security, sorry. And so what you really want to do from Mark Riley is you want to take care of the football right now. You don't need to do anything different than you've been doing. Take what they give you, methodically drive your team down the field.
And I mean, the Tamaki Lightning, that's a great pass there. That is low and right on the numbers.
Yep, only one who's going to get that is Penny, number 1-3. Sure hands at the center position. We're going to dump it off, burn some clock, and give us a manageable fourth down. What you don't want to do is force any pass, right? Dirt it if you need to, or get, you know, let a turnover on downs happen, more, you know, time off the clock. But you got to be really smart if you're Mark Riley. You don't want to force an interception here.
No, commentator James now wants an incomplete pass, so we have a chance for an exciting finish. Fourth down and halfway. Right on 10 yards to go to get this here. There's the snap. And look at that.
Wow.
Again, low, flat, right on the numbers, first down.
You know what? You can see Mark here like, man, I'm only throwing that to where you can get it. He's breathing heavy. You can feel the pressure mounting on his shoulders. But what Mark has to realize is he's got to do just that. Put the ball where it needs to be. Spot throws. Let his guys catch it, right? Or let the dirt catch it. You don't want the ball anywhere near a blue jersey. You want to keep it safe. High and tight or right and low into the back corner. Good work from Mark Riley.
Right, you can bleed a whole lot more clock here. 6 minutes and change to go now. And you can hear, the play clock's going now, so they're definitely in that mode now. 2 QB. Lots of yardage here, and then some out of bounds. Clock will continue to run. 7 yards to go to the goal line.
He's not giving up. Great pull from Tom Rance. Listen, this drive, it's not over yet, right? If they can still get a stop, Lightning are in this game, but Mark just needs to continue to just chip away, make smart decisions, and give his guys a chance to make a catch. So this is a beautiful clinical drive from Mark Riley and the Tridents.
Sorry, they're not as close as I thought. They're about 9 yards to go, but it is still second down and goal. Everything is in Tauranga favour at the moment. You could take a knee. Oh, you probably don't want a knee because then you're moving backwards, but I think throwing the ball into the dirt is definitely an option here. If you don't have something that you're totally, yep.
Now it burns more clock.
It does.
Really, really want to be smart here. Flag football happens quickly, right? So you think you've got the game in the bag. If I'm the Tridents, I really do want to put points here because you just want to make it tougher for the Tamaki Lightning.
Yeah, so one of the rule changes, the NFL flag, which is not the IFAF flag that we're using, is false starts count as a loss of downs, because I'm sure they've had teams in running clock tournaments that are like, hey, false start, hey, game's over now. So they're like, actually, that's going to count as a down now. I don't think I'd like to see it everyone, but if they had a false start now, that's something where I wouldn't be
very crucial.
Anyway, second down, safe under centre snap, quick pass out to the side, immediate flag rag, clock will continue to run. Just over 4 minutes to go now, third and goal.
If you're the Tamaki Lightning, time is not on your side, so you really want to put your athletes in position, right defensive calls to make a play. You want the rush just to get Mark Riley on the ropes and really make a bad decision. Even better, if you can get the ball in someone else's hands, it's not Mark. You want them to throw off platform and make a play, but Tridents just need to ball security right now, take care of the football, and make smart decisions.
All right, 10 seconds to go on the play clock here, third and goal. And there is a mistake. That's mistake number 1 for the entire game, pretty much.
Yep, it is mistake number 1, and now it's going to be 4th down. So Tamaki, with timeouts, have an opportunity to extend this game in the 2 minutes. Both teams can have multiple drives. So again, if you're the Tridents, you cannot take this lead for granted.
No.
You really want to punch it in on this drive.
Well, this is it. This stop here keeps your hope alive. You give up a touchdown here, that you can't get it 3 times in 2 minutes.
Correct.
But you can get it twice because you control how quickly you go the first time. We go 2 QB. He's got to make sure he's gone over, so it's only a run opportunity now.
Oh my goodness. Just late tournament miss of flag rips. They had him on 4th down. Oh, almost like a triple speed option. Mark Riley just dishing it off to Skittles and just making people miss with his hips. James, look at this. This is brilliant.
Yeah, there was the rewind there. I was like, it looks like they're going the wrong way, but here we go. The snap. Back to him, and then 1.
Right there.
All right, we're going to go back to live action as soon as we can. 1-point try here. Is the snap. And I could not see anything there. I think it was... I think that did not count.
Well,
although we've got something here.
What you got to do is you got to get your players off the field. If you're head coach Chris Cordry, you've got the lead. Let your defense do their job, led by Scott Whitney, who's been getting it done. 2-minute warning, James.
All right, well, this is it. You've got to score pretty quickly here. Use your timeouts to get a stop and then have a chance to score again. You know, it might be a Hail Mary type play at the end, but it is only 45 yards from where you start to the goal line. All right, and that's the way to start.
That's a great way to start. You want to take shots, and that's what I said. Now it's time not to be so methodical. You have to start going down the field. A few verts down was something that was a little bit big for the prevent here for the Tridents, but that was a brilliant ball from Tom Rance to Jack Preston.
There we go, 32-13 though. I mean, it's 3 scores that you need, but first of all, you have to get score number 1 before you can worry about 2 and 3. And that's knocked out and complete. I think Tauranga had the interception first, and then it was almost a touchdown after that. May have been out of bounds by that point.
That was tough. Yeah, 3 scores are really hard to come back right now from, but ultimately, can the Lightning punch it in? And right now, Tom Rance just has to see it and let it rip, and then let his defense get on field to make a stop. But if you're the Tridents, you've got to stay level. You don't want to get too high right now because the crash is real low. You got to stay steady and make a stop.
You go backwards pass here, 2 QB, and back to Rance. And he is ripped there, but I think in bounds. Clock is continuing to run. It is. Yeah, and this is good. You can see no huddle here. We've got to go quick. Look at your wrist, coach. Snap. Rance. What a catch there.
Whoa.
Well, that took 22 seconds. So you're down 13 here.
Jack Preston just knows where to be at the right times and just has the ability to snatch balls out of thin air. Great decision-making from Tom Rance. Can they convert here?
Right, they're going just for 1 here this time. Rance, it's knocked down. It's not a major one, though, for them. First and half here for the Tauranga Tridents. If they can bleed clock, it's over. Like, basically, 1 or 2 plays here, first down.
First down, it's done, yep.
And this is where we're probably expecting Tauranga. Anytime it's a tackle, a deflag inbounds, we're going to call timeout.
Correct.
There's no point saving them for after the game. We need to use them now and give ourselves any chance we can.
And from my knowledge, James, there's no really onside kick, if you will, in any type of way. So this is something that Lightning need to find some way to get off the field very quickly to get Tom Rance and Jack Preston back on.
There's the snap. And incomplete pass will stop the clock.
Now that's what you don't want. Was a pretty safe throw to Sam Penny, but 1-3 has to come down with that, right? And just catch the ball first, let clock go. Clock stops here now on second down for the Tridents.
So I thought there was about 1:20 remaining in the game. Second down and half here for Tauranga, resetting their formation. I mean, even a safety here means you're still 2 scores away as well. There's the catch. There is a flag, though, so the clock will stop for that.
This would be really heartbreaking for Lightning if this is on them.
There's a discussion, but that may be offensively as well. Well, actually, there's a flag in the backfield as well. So there was a flag from really deep, and then in the backfield, my unofficial clock has a minute 12. The unofficial sideline clock is... Right, well, that's big there. Like,
that's tough for the Lightning, who have played really hard, but the Tridents from the jump have just set the tone.
I mean, you look how close this is. This is not even a yard away from the goal, from the halfway line. So this is going to be just too hard, I think, now for the Tamaki Lightning.
And if you're Chris Cordry and the Tridents, you are feeling victory on your fingertips, right? But you've got to finish a full game. Couple scores ahead, and they've got the ball. Let's see them control the clock, and let's see if they can put it away and finally be crowned champions. Hey, James.
I think he's trying to say, hey, pick me for the interview.
Scott can feel it. It's all smiles, and he should be. He's played one heck of a tournament, one heck of a game.
I think you can feel like I can't even work out the amount of things that need to happen wrong for us to lose it from here. Well, there might be one of them.
Ooh.
So I think this is going to be on the offense. Despite running backwards, you still have to avoid them. There we go.
Hey, we're trading penalties now, but ultimately you know how much both these teams care to win this game, right? So both are very passionate, but Tridents can feel it. They just need to put it away.
So I'm matching the sideline clock now, 46 seconds to go in the game. Tamaki at this point, I'd still probably use the timeouts. There's no point wondering, oh, you never know, like maybe they just
never say never.
Mishandle the snap and we intercept it and return it. Like maybe that happens twice, but there's the snap, no mishandling there. And clock continues to run. I think he was in bounds there.
Getting a little chippy. There we go. Just like you said, James, Shiraz using his timeouts.
And Paul Brown does, I do not want to throw flags here for things like...
Setting the tone.
You know,
Yep.
33 seconds, third down and halfway for Tauranga. Tamaki's used their first time out of the half. They've got one more, so after this play, assuming they don't get a turnover, they can take their fourth and they need to score and then somehow get a fumbled snap that they somehow intercept straight away. And instead, Mark Riley says, I'm just going to take an insurance score here, please.
Listen, you got to give it up for the Tridents. They have played a complete game, dominated the game on both sides of the ball. Mark Riley saluting his receivers. He has just been able to fire at will, complete control, and honestly, being able to watch him this whole tournament, he's just been very decisive. That is why they've been able to be successful. When he holds on to the ball, that's where he can get in trouble, which is true for most quarterbacks. But if you believe what you see and you just let it rip, good things can happen. So great job from Mark Riley and the Tridents, just putting points all over the place this whole 2025 National Championship.
Yeah, I think you can start etching their name on the trophy now. There we go, 1 point try here for Tauranga, and this is where you might want to do something fun. Who hasn't scored in the tournament or hasn't scored as much as we'd like? And then there they go. I have no idea if he scored a lot or not much at all.
He's got one today by making people miss, and now he's got an extra point. Big 1-3, Sam Petty, an exclamation point on a full game from Mark Riley and the Tridents.
Well, I've got to be honest, I did not expect 20 points to be the difference between these two teams here. I was expecting, like we always seem to have, last couple of plays is the decision between which team, gets the trophy or goes home, disappointed or travels home. Tauranga going to be an awesome drive back to the bay there. An immediate flag grab. And I think a timeout or a flag.
Should be a timeout from from Tamaki Lightning here.
And this is going to be the last one. I could hear the referees a little bit there. We've just got to be, it might actually be in the Tauranga team.
Yeah. Chris Cordry doing a great job just telling his players, listen, we've got the job done. We've talked on the field by putting points on the board and making stops. Sportsmanship here, right? Both teams are very passionate, like Paul was saying. We just want to get in this game and get out and celebrate as champions. But listen, the Tridents had an opportunity to make a statement, right? If anyone doubted from last year's final if they can get the job done, they've changed everyone's mind, and they've just dominated the whole way into the tournament.
Grant spins it, and, well, that almost got caught on his back there. That was an effort. 3rd down and half. But we are running out of time. 10 seconds to go now.
Correct me if I'm wrong, James, but after 10 seconds, not only do the Tridents become the 2025 national champions, they do it going undefeated, not losing one game in the tournament.
That was one of those things I was like, I really need the night before to go through and check all those things. Did I have time to do that? No, not at all.
Got a big job to do there during this tournament.
I think that's how I can improve for next year at least. We go pass underneath. Flag. Clock will continue to run here. This is going to be it, I think. You see Whitney helping out the officials. It's going to be rolling. Tauranga.
If you didn't believe now. The Tauranga Tridents are 2025 national champions. What a full tournament from Chris Cordry and his fellas. I can't believe this, but these guys have come to the 2025 championships and made a statement. If you don't believe us now. We are here.
Now that was pretty much mistake-free. Like the closest to a mistake might have been when Skittles almost got sacked in the goal line, but then that turned into an awesome play for them as well. Just great job by them. They're going to be so happy. You probably appreciate it a bit more when you come so close last year, agonisingly close. They get the win this year. They're the 2025 champs. Who are you going to try and speak to, Mikey?
Oh, I'm going to try to get both Chris Cordry and Mark Riley, Scott Whitney, their leaders on their team, just to see how they're feeling. Because, again, after last year, they just really had a terrible taste in their mouth. And they went back, they honed in on their skills, and they made sure to put a statement on this game. And like you said, James, a full game from them. Congratulations to the Tridents.
No, that was awesome. They did a super job there, just answering every question that was given to them. They knew that the Lightning had the ball to start off the second half, but they were able to just get those stops that they needed and really held such a high-powered offense down to only a limited amount of points there. 39-19, the final score. It was pretty much a perfect game for Chris Cordry and his younger Chargers there. Mark Riley, outstanding at quarterback number 1. Quinn McEward, QB number 2, just made some outstanding plays whenever they needed him. He was there, and they just, they read everything that Tamaki did, took advantage of it, and made those scores when they needed to. So we just see Tamaki, disappointing finish to the season for them. They'll be proud that they made it through to the grand final, as it's been a number of years for them since being there. Tom Rance with Otago last year as their QB1 for this. He was in the 3rd place game, looking to build, obviously moved up to Auckland now. 2nd place is one better, but it's one of those ones maybe you'd rather be 3rd than be 2nd, as you at least finish with a win there. But the Tauranga Tridents, for how disappointed they were last year to drop a heartbreaker to Metro, to just come out and be that focused for that length of time. 39-19 the final score. They're our 4th champions of the game that's been decided in a grand final game, going ahead over the Tamaki Lightning. Congratulations as well to the Canterbury Panthers, winning the youth men's and men's masters, and then the Metro Lions back-to-back women's champions as well, winning just before. Mikey Favela is going to try and get those 3 guys at least as quickly as he can. Mark Riley, Scott Whitney, and coach Chris Cordry. But we can just see here, there's some fans, other teammates from their club wanting to celebrate with them as well. They bring the Trident out. which looks pretty cool there. You can see that as Mikey's got the three guys ready to have a quick chat with them as soon as we possibly can. And I'm sure we'll have a bit of celebrations in the background as well. Anyway, here we go. Over to you, Mikey.
James, it is absolute chaos over here, trying to get the Tridents, fellas. See if we can get them celebrating. Hey, listen, you two. Come on here. Come over here. Hey, Mark Riley, Scott Whitney. Listen, I want to ask both of you this, and I'll give you both an opportunity to talk about this. But hey, hey, QB1, listen, both of you know what it's like last year coming short, and you've marked this weekend on your calendar since. You've honed in on your craft. You fell short in your tournament's final a couple weeks ago, and you came in with the mission, right? If anyone doubted, they don't doubt now. Tell me how you're feeling, both of you, winning the final in the 2025 National Championships, Mark.
Oh, it's hard to say. Last year was gut-wrenching to lose on the last play, and that sat with us probably for 365 days. I'm pretty sure Darcy was in my mind, which was pretty tough, but we bounced back, and it has been a great run for this Nationals. The boys stood up on both sides of the ball. Scotty is the best captain you could ask for a QB, and my new receivers that we've had on the field have been amazing. It's been a full group effort, and big ups to Chris Caudry, our coach, because he's really brought us together and been the icing on the top of the cake, the mountaintop.
Also as well, we have an awesome support network as well that was on the sidelines here. We've got heaps of people watching back home, so shout out to you guys. But yeah, this man, MVP right here, this guy can sling it. He's the best. And I'll say one thing, revenge is sweet.
When I talked to head coach Chris Caudry, listen, we just talked to your fellas. You've had this day, Mark, like Mark said, for 365 days now, right? And you really put out a statement. You go undefeated in your pool, you go through the quarterfinals and the semis, and you get to the final game. What did it take from you and the fellas to get the job done, putting a full game in the final against the Lightning?
I honestly don't feel like I deserve any credit. It's these two guys right here. We had the very last message we put in the group chat from last year was unfinished business. I feel like we took care of business. It's so sweet. Hasn't really set in because it's a real slog, a 3-day tournament. But yeah, these two guys right here, you need leaders like these on your team. And when you got guys on the bubble of the national team, it's really nice to see them step up in a final and just punctuate it with a championship.
Well, you guys, congratulations. We really appreciate you guys. And you deserve it! The Tridents are 2025 national champions. Congratulations. Back to you, James.
Thanks, Mikey. I hope you weren't too close and got any of those splatters there, but that is answering every single question there, Tauranga. I hope they've got accommodation to have a shower, but I'm pretty sure Chris Caudry won't mind driving home in the van just covered with that. What an outstanding finish to the season for these guys here. Our 2025 national champions men's league. It's the last game of the tournament. Over 180 games here that have been played over the last 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Russell McConkey has said he's the general manager of New Zealand American football. Over a 30% increase in the number of teams playing, over a 20% increase in teams entered here and games played here. Just an outstanding sport to be a part of, and these are the sort of outstanding plays that you want to see. What a way to finish a fantastic 3 days of flag football. We're going to wrap up with the highlights here. Hope you guys have enjoyed this, and we'll be back next year for the 2026 version of this tournament, which is going to be even bigger.
Bye.